Well, happy July 1st. It is the Wednesday, the 1st of July, and today we are going to be seeing some pop-up showers across most of the nation. We're going to see some individual cells everywhere across parts of the Mississippi Valley, all the way into the south, up into the northeast, and then even along the eastern coast. We will see some also up in the high plains and in the parts of Texas. So none of these are going to have enough energy and time to really develop into these big time storms here today, but we could see some of that energy start to fuel some more storms tomorrow, but we'll see how severe those will end up getting in tomorrow's forecast. But today we are going to see some pop-ups that could go a little bit more severe up in the parts of Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, and then we could see some off in the east coast of North Carolina, Virginia, New Jersey, some of those states. And then we do see a big strip that looks like a pickle in the middle of the country there. And this is going to be where some storms are going to fire up in the early afternoon hours and then fire towards the southeast. And then we're going to see some of those start to break apart and become individual cells in the south as we go throughout the late part of today. Temperatures are not surprising across most of the country. Still up in the northwest, we are seeing those cooler temperatures thanks to that rain that we're going to have up there. So you're not getting the heat up there, but you are kind of chilly. And if you actually look just north of the Canadian border there, up in Canada, there is an area where the temperature is in the 20s at the peak of the day. Now, that is probably going to be with elevation, but still, if you look at our Rocky Mountains, we are not seeing temperatures that cold. So definitely an anomaly in there. But the rest of the country, we are seeing 70s, 80s, 90s, and even 100 in parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and parts of the plains. So that's your temperature readings. You can tell where some of the rain is going to be at because it's cooler pockets and splotches across the middle of the country. So in those areas is where you could expect some rain to fall throughout the day, because that's a good indicator is that it's going to be cooler because there's that rain there. So in the afternoon hours, the only system that we are looking at is that one over the Mississippi River that's traveling towards the southeast. So looking at all these, we can see individual cells forming out in front of it and then behind it, but there's going to be that damaging wind threat, that low damaging wind threat that is going to be on the front edge of that, because there is a chance that could be a bow echo, which means that there is that bow shape to it, which is indicative of severe winds. So we could see that this afternoon. Now, if that decides to break apart and we just have a clump of some rain moving through, then obviously it won't be as severe, which is why they are talking as a marginal threat as of right now, is because there's a good chance of this kind of breaking apart into different groups or just kind of grouping together, not having a bow echo like line. So then finally, over the nighttime hours, we see the rest of that storm kind of dive to the southeast, and it dies out really. It's just a group of rain cells that are together at that point and then are surrounding our individual little cells. But looking back towards parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, we could see a supercell or two, and then that central to West Texas area is where we get to see those summer supercells. So that is a potential in there that we could just see some thunderstorms, but of course they're not going to get that super high cape like they do sometimes during the spring where they're going to take off. So when we talk about supercells in this part of the country in the mid to late summer, we generally talk about mostly just rain, thunder, potentially some hail, but nothing that is shouting tornadoes. So that's why when you talk about supercells anytime from July through September, it's generally not going to be severe. And then looking back up to the northwest, we do see up in the parts of Montana some individual supercells that will fire up, but will not get strong enough to be categorized as severe. And then we do see some of that rain up in the northwest corner that is cooling down parts of the nation up there. So that does it for today's forecast. Nothing too crazy exciting going on today, but is definitely going to be different pockets, different potentials. So we are seeing very summer-like weather, and it is July 1st, so happy July, and hopefully this month is going to be a good one. We will be doing a podcast here coming up, probably posted this weekend, talking about what all is going to be going on in July, everything from how much rain to expect, temperatures, and kind of the overall generalized forecast for the month. So we'll cover all of that in our video podcast that we do at the beginning of every month, and we hope to see you there.